There we go, folks, on the road and operating with my strained radio voice today, but all good. What's going on? How about a big shout out in the chat to all the folks showing up today? Please bear with me as I'm not going to strain my voice too much out there in the heat. What's going on? Howdy, folks. How's everybody hanging in? We need to talk. If I can. Great to see you, Joe, Lake, Bud, Rogelio, Mezzo, Mr. Lodak, Lawrence, Daniel, Mr. Ken, Alex, the rest of the folks. Summer session. Summer devastation. But are we surprised? Hey, chat, what's up? Are we surprised? No. No. I think we need to just kind of stick to our levels, stay firm, and take a deep breath. Yeah, NASDAQ, we'll get to that in a minute, but Bitcoin is what I want to talk about first. T-coins, Ethereum, what the heck? Well, I think we can go on Shark to 5.0 on Bitcoin that after all of this time and this whole year, we're dealing with this major consolidation phase. And the launch pad, the acceleration, does not happen until above 75,000. Something we have said for a long time. How low does it go? How low does it go? I've seen people ready to jump out a window. I've seen other people ready to triple up their bags, and a lot of in between. And what we saw yesterday with that dip down was a big 382. That was a 50K. Um, our whole focus for a long time until it broke was 61 to 70, and then there's your 382 right there. That's just one bounce in the process, and I think it's something where we're looking at this structure, what happened preceding it, to come back up before we can do anything. And that's essentially, I think, the absolute framework we need to see. So Shark to 5-0, that's common. It's a reaction, common. We've seen the markets. You guys are living through the character change that I have talked about for a month. Major markets across the board. It's almost, it is uncanny. I mean, what has happened in the last 30 days, not even, has been unusual. Agreed? Agreed. I think so. What's up, Puddle? Man, Mr. Lodak. What's up? I hope you guys are feeling better. Um, and I think it's something where we just have to step back here. What's the objective? The objective is still on this whole cycle to get to a 1618 all-time expansion, which is 1025. And I'm saying by the end of January. I have not veered from that. I will not veer from that. It's just, where's the launch pad? Where's the launch pad? It's not breaking out. Not off of that immediate crack of the 65K, 70,000 level. It pushed. It took 3 attempts. Rolled over. So what do? Do you blindly buy? Dollar cost average? I think it's got to be all at the right price. And I think undeniably the rejection of more so this impulse wave down to a 1618 sets us up for further downside where the 5-0 pattern at 45K is a minimum objective on this reaction. And I think we will go back a year from now and we'll look at this as like, yeah, that was a reaction. It was nasty. It felt horrible. It's not what people were all jacked up ready for. People thought this thing would explode day one after the halving. And it got up there. It did an impressive pre-halving, but it still hasn't been the launch pad. That's something since we did our June webinar has been the focus. Where's the launch pad? And in June, I actually pulled some things off of our portfolio to roll into the T coins. So the T coins, we'll get to them in a second, but let's start with getting your TradingView username over to hpc at sr-analyst.com. Get with the software. Come on over to Harmonic Trader. Become a basic member. A couple people have told me that the register now, they've had some issues signing up. If you have an issue signing up, please either get to our free Discord, or link is in the bio, or send me an email directly, harmonictrader@gmail, please. Okay? Then I'll get you set up. What you folks want to do is get your eyeballs exposed to levels, price action, like this. And then understand reaction, reversal dynamics within harmonic pattern framework. I see so many things out there, so many numbers, and that's great for whatever works for people. But harmonic patterns have just been spot on. And not that I'm looking for a major move off of this level. It's just it is the corrective reaction before the launch pad. And as much as I wanted to be able to say, hey, June 21, that's our launch pad, it wasn't that. It was at a minimum, we had a dot. We had a couple of things where 2 weeks ago, that was the first sign. But then I said, okay, I think we do need to retest 60,800. What do? We go to 49,000. That's not ideal, but we're waiting for that signal. And when that happens, and we'll talk about Ethereum in a second, because that's the other one. It's a sign that you just need to be more patient. This thing wants to do a little bit more of a pullback, more consolidation to sweep out people like you and me. But we know not to do that, because we know that when the finalization of this reaction will be it. So I think that's at 45.7. I think it's shark to 5.0, and even with confirmation at this target, let's hang in there. Yep. Why don't you guys show me some of your worst degen T coin you want to look at? I'll try not to talk out my voice. Hopefully I'll be better on Thursday. We really pushed it. Had a great trip, and did a lot of stuff, but just out there in 90-degree heat, getting fried. It happens. Anyway, that's the situation here with Bitcoin. I also want to kind of get to some of the other concerns I have about the T coins, the real degenerate garbage crypto, dead crypto. Dead crypto is becoming a cemetery. It's becoming a cemetery of these little coins that are, rug pulls and whatever. That's always been a part of the cycle. It may be more treacherous than before, than any other cycle, where, the whole Cardano thing is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Let's look at that. Let's start there at the little Cardano. And use that as an example, because Cardano, we have been saying, go back to 25 cents, 28 cents. What's down there? Not much, but we had targets from prior patterns all the way down there, ever since that crab pattern we know. But what we were really looking at was a full 886 reset. And you got to ask yourself, on a lot of these coins, are we doing a full reset? And how could that be? If we're supposed to be in a bull market, how could we have a full reset? So let's get into it. Let's utilize Cardano as the example of dead crypto. And I don't really care about the utility, function, form, market cap. I'm looking and talking about price action. And so for Cardano, what was it? Off the low, obviously a deep crab, but this kind of impulsive move, folks, is something to really digest, really understand that that was a one-off move. And full reset on Cardano, off the low, probably come all the way back down to the low. Looks something like this. Connect the dots, shark. All the way back down, 886 was 26 cents. Did we get there yesterday? Not quite, almost. But we also need a 1618 off of that. I'll show you in a second. For Cardano, this has to be a 1618 throwdown. That's a part of the shark. Come back, retest all-time lows. 23, 25 cents. For a while, I was saying 39 cents is a minimum, maybe 38 for Cardano. And I wasn't really into it. I'm just utilizing this as an example of a major market cap crypto that I would put in the cemetery. Without a doubt. And there are other crypto clearly trending, which is something I've been talking about favoring. But right now, you have to sort these out. Cardano is not an opportunity here. Cardano is something where technically you need to do a whole lot of things on the weekly before that would even be a consideration again. You would have to print an entirely new pattern. Weekly chart. Here's the daily. Again, not that I really care about it. It's more about the example of a very popular crypto coin that is just, it is devastation for anybody holding it. And let me clean up the chart, but there we go again. Little bat pattern off the top, but this action's not really good. I would go for the full 886 down here, and not interested in it. And you look back on the monthly chart for Cardano, this is where, for me, it's a penny stock. It's kind of a dead penny stock. Let me get a bigger feed. There you go. There you go. So all the way back down, folks, and I would say that even if it's a retest of like the all-time 886, which was there, and that was like 33 cents right there, there's nothing here. So just be aware of that. It's there's a number of these. Okay, let's look at some things that are not dead. What's up, Daniel? Let's look at Ondo. Let me back up here. Actually, I get you guys in order of priority. What's up, James? James, let's look at Solana. Solana, not a dead crypto, but needs more of a pullback. What's going on there? 120. Okay, all the way back down to retest this bat pattern, which is a perfect type 2. And let me highlight this. Okay, it did what it needed to do. It did the reaction phase T1 all the way to T2. Came back down, perfect T2. Goes to T2 target 2. Now you're all the way back down. What do you do with that? I would target 95 bucks. That's you're 147 at the moment. But that's got to tap a hop level at this point. Give me another confirmation variable. All of this is lower. Yesterday was just a bounce off of here. And look at what HSI is doing. Deep oversold. We did get an inflection. Okay. But you would still need to pop out. Get out of that zone. Probably 3 or 4 more days of obviously green action before Solana would even give up another opportunity. Weekly, like this. Okay, the weekly did the retest, and this was something we were looking for. There was our dot, there's our retest. That's like 132. But that's a first step in the process. I need to give that, especially after the rejection. You need to give that a few more days. And I'm targeting probably more consolidation, and it's back at 120, maybe as low as 95. And again, I have to go to Ethereum in a second, because Ethereum has broken some structure in a major way. So Solana, I know people are really pumped on it. The Ethereum killer, all of that. At what price? At what price? Here's Ethereum. This is a big one. Ethereum. I posted and talked about having a retest, okay, of this pattern, the bat pattern, 2950. We talked about this dot target 2 being the end of the reaction. But now what? No confirmation. Ethereum, depending on your data feed, tried to crack 2,000 yesterday. Okay? Here's HSI. Yes, we're oversold. But what do we know? We have to come out of the zone. Same with amplified. Our RSI variable, HSI variable. This stuff is oversold, but it's early and it's not even official until it comes out. Got to give it time. Give it time, folks. Listen, August 21st, I'm still doing the T-Coin webinar. You want to get in on that, get the software, register now, subscribe. Anybody that has purchased the program, I would say in the whole last 6 months or year, any of my regular people, you guys want to come to the software, contact me on Discord or send me an email, harmonictrader@gmail. I'll set you up. And it might end up being a fortuitous time where we waited for it and get it on the 21st. That's 2 weeks from Thursday. My voice should be better by then. And I still get the idea that we got to let Bitcoin do its thing, and then we will probably be buying a lot of these T coins on a substantial discount where they can do the crazy move. They weren't going to do it from the pre-halving price. But here's Ethereum. Get back to that. And then we'll look at some of those T coins. Okay. I need confirmation. So we're not doing anything. Weekly. I mean, the 2950, which was the minimum retest, absolutely failed. I'm also thinking that, hey, connect the dots, folks. Let's connect dots here. What could this be? Bat off the last fall low, X. AB. And note, B at a 50%. Broke that structure. What do? You bam it down. Bat action magnet move. And guys, that's like 1850. I'm not interested in it. Not yet. And that, yes, that could happen in a capitulation event. But how have we seen these things? Hit the levels. Come in. Once you get 4 of the 5 points, play it into that target. And I think at this point with Ethereum, just got to step back, let that happen. Even our daily. I mean, there's just, look, until that comes out, you're done. You're not doing anything, quite frankly. Give me a dot. Give me an arrow. It's not there. Here's the other one I want to talk about. Ethereum Classic. This is one of the ones we have lined up as a potential T-coin. There's a whole bunch of patterns around 18 bucks. But what's the software showing? A hop at 14.59. I'm more inclined to think we go back there. And even on the weekly level, something like Ethereum Classic, yes, we have patterns. Yes, we have a dot. We're coming back down to retest. Okay, I would need to see some green candles. 3-bar breakout, 3-bar turnaround. That's the issue with crypto. You get this overspill move that in any other market you would say, all right, I'm stopped out. Like if I'm targeting 18 and it goes to 15, I'm out. And that's what happened yesterday. Be aware of that. A couple more. Let's get to it. Algo. Algo looks like one of those T coins. 11. Not a trending 382 move. We're all the way back at new lows. Here, daily. Anything down there? Bad pattern. Okay. But check out sometimes it's difficult. You see the fat, juicy pattern, but then the software kicks out a bunch of counter trend dots. And it says, hey, I need more time. And it's down deep down here. We have an HSI, okay, trickling down. You need 2 more days. You need today and tomorrow before you would even consider a dot. And so your 1150, what was the low yesterday? 9.5 cents. Here's the other thing you got to wait for. Ever since that top in March, can we break out? Can we break out for real? Come back down and then stabilize and start to go? All right. What's next? JTO. What's up, NW? JTO looks like this. There she goes. Up 8% today, but what happened at $5? Couple of patterns. Crab. Followed by a Gartley. Dot. Yellow dot. Listen, the yellow dot, I want to show you guys something. One thing I've been doing lately, just removing the dots. Removing the arrows. Like if I take off up arrow, down arrow, and the dot is truly the ultimate realization of our confirmation. Look at it. Not everyone's going to work, but directionally, most of them are giving us a really clear indication of what's the last dot and what's that direction. Here, bearish, down. Give me another one. So until that happens, I'm not moving on anything. I'm not initiating any new crypto like that. Keep an eye on it. It hasn't set up. Just hasn't set up. Here's one of the strongest ones in the whole market. Caspa. It wasn't like a week ago. This was at new highs all time. But then we just went through a 1-2 with the crab at 19 and back down. Okay, but I would still say this bat pattern probably has got to get retested. And it's been an impressive chart. Look, there you go. There's Caspa. That thing is a trending, well alive crypto. But still, we're going to have these retests. And ride that trend line like that. So current uptrend support back at like 15, maybe a little bit lower. But your last dot's bearish on the weekly. So respect it. Daily got better patterns, but it's more like that. Still lower. Again, come back, retest the bat on Caspa. And let this stuff register to be where it's almost obvious. A couple others. TRB. Is it Tron? What is that? What's TRB? TRB. As in TROUBLE. There you go. Daily, nada. Weekly, you had that big thing. Big blow off manipulation move. Let me get a better feed here. Where's spot? It's all spot. Why is that all spot? Or why is that all versus the tether? Here's perpetual. Yeah, I mean, you're down here at 60. Forget all of that action. Forget that blow off move. I mean, that's your obvious dot support, which is like 57. Anything here on a daily? Trying to come up. But guys, these kind of charts, they need price action. I mean, they need constructive, bullish, higher low, secondary retest action, all of that. When you're breaking new lows, you're not catching that knife. You got to let that thing stabilize, bounce, retest, break out. You're catching a knife there. That's right, Joe. It is imaginary clown tokens. Let me show you one. And this is a shout out for R Lake. What's up, Lake? They want to look at big time. Yeah, that's a big time fail. You're at 7 cents. Okay. Hop. 2.8, my friend. I'll just leave that there. 2.8 cents. And I probably wouldn't even look at it at 2.8. Here's another interesting part of the patterns. Like, had that beautiful, beautiful bat pattern with a yellow dot back at 24, makes a run to 60, and then back down for the type 2. But where's support? Where's confirmation? Maybe all the way there, but it failed. So there's nothing here for me on Bitcoin, on big time. Bitcoin probably at the right price, but there you go. All of your favorite T coins, if they're doing this, you're just going to have to let them work themselves out. Get off these lows, break out. Couple more. What's up, Leo? You guys can understand me, right? Barely. HNT. Leo wants to look at HNT. And there's a few here. Here's HNT. Okay. Not bad. At least it's not breaking new lows on this move. You're trying to print a dot on the daily, but it's not a full type 2. First of all, we never got to the full target 1. 630. And then you're back down, and all right, maybe that's the second possibility right there. 368 on HNT. Possibly. What's the weekly look like? Because that's not a type 2. There's your weekly. Checking back. Retest that low. 338. I think what you're looking at today is just a bounce. Reactive bounce after the major 25% throwdown in Bitcoin since the conference. Amazing how they run that up. Had that great conference over in Nashville for Bitcoin, and they ran it to 70. And then not a week later, 10 days later, you're at 49. That's monkey business. That's real monkey business. That's why we got to wait for the levels, guys. You want a DCA into Bitcoin? That's a great idea. But let's do it at the proper levels, properly oversold, okay? Firm retracements. Like a 382 on Bitcoin at 50K. That's like a first consideration. And we never got that acceleration phase to fail the pattern above 75. Gonna put us out further into the year before anything seriously develops. Couple more. What's up, Daniel? Let's get to your Ondo. A lot of people like that Ondo. Ondo looks like this. Big, nice 60-70% correction. There you go. Daily's got a dot. Daily's got a bat pattern. Off of that. I had the shark too. What happened there? Yeah, that's interesting. It's kicking out a shark. I think we talked about this last time. But it's not a type 2. We never got to the full target 1. Also, no confirmation, no yellow dot, no arrow, no nothing. Maybe that's the first time we look at it. That's 71 cents. Even though that thing went to 51. Is there, you need 3 days. Can I have a 3 bar breakout? Can I let this trade down here for 3 days? 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and then maybe tomorrow, if you could break out above 75, you would have something. You'd have something a lot better than even trying to catch that knife. A couple more. The Injective, INJ. Looks like this. Uh, 1650. See, here's another one. Okay, the Shark. Was that daily? Bybit? No, where's the Binance or Coinbase? There's Coinbase. Trying to project a bat pattern off of there, but what did it do? Did a big move up, right back down, failing, and I would say target hop. 1660 now. Target hop, $10. What else do we have? What are the other feeds? Yeah, I thought this was Injective had a couple of these patterns here. And then there's a weekly. So weekly checking back. And Injective, here's another great example of a crypto looking for it to check back on some weekly levels. You hit it in strong fashion and you don't even respond. I would even, no matter what, this is where simple price action prevents you from catching a knife. You got it. You have to retest that. Okay. Retest it and go green on the week. Not doing it. We've got to be patient on this. I've always said this is a Bitcoin cycle. And if Bitcoin's not doing it, I'm not surprised these others are not doing it. A couple more. Rogelio. Tudo bem? ¿Cómo estás? Where are you, Rogelio? Are you? That's a Brazilian name. You want to look at, what was it? Zcash. And look at Zcash. Yo, yo, yo. Check out Zcash. Now, this is interesting. 32. And it had a quick thrust to 25. Remember this? Remember everything at 18? Whole bunch of stuff down here. Crab, 19, 18 bucks. Zcash holding up. Okay, but I'd look at 33. Look, if we can't get through 33, you're going to be stuck in a range. It's impressive the fact that it didn't get its you-know-what handed to it. But this has been the case for a while. 19 on the downside. We liked it at 19. But back at 33, that's your range. So if we came back down to 25 or 20, probably not surprised. And retesting some bat resistance on the daily. There's a lot of levels there. Okay, but you're faced with a dot. Daily dot says, hey, resistance up here. And if this was really going to fail, we would have blasted through. I mean, look, dots do fail. They usually fail pretty quickly by stabilizing, retesting, and not responding. A little stabilization, pop and roll. Same on this side. If that's going to be a failure, down hard and then back up. That's not what's happening yet. I would say that's an interesting spot, but then when we take it out on Zcash, okay, you're looking at like that. We're in a basing formation. So I don't know how much you can really expect out of this, especially if the rest of the cycle's not running. But not bad. Hey, I've seen worse. LDO. Man, you guys have crypto fever. Hey, thanks, Nick. Nick saying he got harmonic pattern collection. Thank you. And that's what you should get. You got to get the levels. You got to need the levels and the signals. Matthew is asking on Ethereum, could the Ethereum bat not turn into a deep crab? It could. It could. It's just that even that 2650 level on Ethereum was just, it's like, hey, we're not interested. Like that. He's saying, could that turn into a crab of some sort? I think it's this one. This bat to go down to a crab. It could. It could be a deep crab, but we were focused on the 2950 retest. It went straight through. And 2650 would have been okay too. But, I mean, just bypassed it. And you're still deeply oversold here. So what he's saying is, could this become like a crab where you have a 1618 offshoot like that, which was 2150? Possible, but again, without confirmation, we just have a structural level, and it's not actionable. Yeah, Nick, I can't do the PulseX thing and Hex thing. We can't even go there. We can't. Nope. What's up, JJ? Yeah, we'll get to stocks in a second. Couple others. Okay, thanks, Hugo. That TRB was Teller. Thanks, Wayne. What's up? Wayne Batson. Please hit the likes and hit the subscribe button to get my updates. Yes, last week I had to take a day off. We're here Tuesday, Thursday. But hit the subscribe, hit the likes. You get my notifications. I'll be back in full next week, but let's do a few more of these and get out of here. Jupe, J-U-P. Like this. I-J-K. J-U-P. Just another one here. J-U-P. Do we have a dot? Do we have anything? What's your last dot? There. 110. So it's down. I mean, work it through. It's one of the reasons why I created not only the HSI indicator, but the dot. What's the last dot? Here, down. Down. There, up. Down. There, failure. Okay, but pretty clear failure. Out of 5 really impressive signals, 1 failed. That's some good statistics on your side. And I'm only showing the dot today. I'm trying to look for something. This is a new one, right? Go to the 4-hour. There's a shark on Jupe. No confirmation. So at most, when you don't have confirmation, folks, yellow dot HSI, maybe at best reaction shark to 5-0. And then back down. Back down. I want T2s. 1 or 2 more. Yeah. What's up, Lawrence? Wants to look at Cosmos. Boy, you guys got me going with these. Cosmos at 4. I haven't liked that in a while. Cosmos is, look, last dot. Bearish dot in a bullish zone. Always a counter signal. Go back, retest hop at 497. That's where you are now. But you need to let that, you need full development. And look, your new lows. This is cemetery. Put it in the cemetery, folks. Here's your weekly. That's not a bad chart. Weekly has a little bit better perspective. Back-to-back patterns. Back-to-back shark. Look at that. Cosmos. Bearish shark at 13, down to the bullish shark. Almost kisses the hop, but what do we see here that we don't have here? Yellow dot. Got to wait for that confirmation. Please. So I don't know why Cosmos, if it is a utility, gives out candy to kids, not sure. But we have to get the perspective of this. Let me get a longer term chart. Where's Coinbase? Sure. Monthly. Your full reset. On the monthly chart, your full reset beyond 886, come all the way back down here. It's 492 at the moment, but can we get one monthly bullish close before we even think about it? I would. Again, if you're not trending, and that's like 90% of most crypto, if they don't look like Caspa or Bitcoin where you've made progress, you're not making new lows, gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Couple more. No, that's good. No, let's go to NASDAQ. What's up, Pete? Mr. Flies, it dies. Let's go to NASDAQ and let's get into that. Stocks, the world, the election. You guys ever even want to talk about that? Today. Here we go. Oh, making away. Oh, I know. Yeah. So listen. Here we go on Nasdaq. This was what I was looking at. I think we got come back fill gaps for today. I mean, I was looking at a couple of places this morning. I took an early short, and I got stopped out. I was up 50, and I couldn't even move my stop up fast enough. Where I was thinking, yeah, let's let it drop 100 or two. It went down 50 and then up 300. But I don't care. I'm just getting back into it now. Picked a hell of a time to go on, take a break, but that's how it goes. What's the software saying? Hourly, real time, regular trading hours. There's a crab there. I think a 4-hour time frame. Probably a little bit better. Why? It's a swing 886. This is the chart on the daily for NASDAQ I was looking for. Come back and give us a type 2 retest at 17,280. That's how it goes. Type 1 reaction. And even though from April here, the reaction was 17 or 16.9 up to 17.8, we did that crazy thing. And it's not ideal. It's just simply not ideal. But it gives us an area to consider. Also, ever since the 1618 QQQ, okay? And let's bring that in. What has happened? I mean, 504 was almost the exact high up here. Come all the way down. We're not only past the 10% correction, okay, but got the possibility of a 20% correction with more follow through. Here you go. Weekly chart looks like this. Couple of patterns there. Hold on. And let's get clear. 1618, remember? Let me get the magnet on. To there. To there. So 1618. It was, yeah, it might even be, here we go with the feeds again, but, or extended hours versus real trading, because the 504 level was hit in the pre-market. Regardless, 236, these are numbers I've been saying ever since we hit that 504 level. That was one possibility of 445. What's a 382? Because that is usually the minimum 1618 reaction level, no matter what. That's like 404. So are we halfway through, or is that it? Let's go to the daily. What are the big levels? There you go, Qs. Now, for all the fanfare, let's get a little perspective. This, folks, is April 22nd. That is July 11, 886. On the money, 424. So what can we expect here? Little counter trend bounce, 382. Maybe back to 450. Notice we got some gap filling action. 450, 459, something like that. And then can we come back and try to confirm that? That would be the kind of the ideal picture. Let me show you this. So this was, I've been posting a little bit more on X lately. And let me do it this way. Hold on. Gotta log in. Thank you. Someone asked me last week, oh, by the way, if anyone needs that application to McDonald's, I posted that on Twitter. So right there. I just took a new part-time job there. I told people yesterday I'm doing fries. It's been going pretty well. But here we go. That's a joke, by the way. Where is the 1-2? There's NASDAQ. Here we go. This is SPY. Same with NQ. This is what I've been kind of looking for the last few weeks. And this is the 27th. No, when is this? When was that? That was the 27th. Yes, it was. Where SPY has real nice patterns. Same with NASDAQ. Okay. T1, 524. Let's go over there and look at SPY, because that had the crab pattern. And that's what we want. Look, we want markets with patterns, framework, levels, to give us some clear ideas of what's going on. There's the crab. Went to target 1 and bypassed it. Down to target 2 at 513. There's no confirmation here. Not yet. What is possible is, like the NASDAQ, we've got this shark pattern. We had real nice patterns back in April. That set the whole thing off. And I think, look, we get some kind of crash or whatever. I'm not sweating it. I mean, it's kind of what I'm looking for as an important capitulation low to set us up for the next 1 to 3 years. This is kind of a longer term theme that I've been pounding the table on for most of the summer. Let this sucker fall. Let this sucker give us ideal bullish confirmation, and then we'll get back on it. But I think it's these levels are begging to be retested. So a 1 day, 2 day thing, whatever. You're not going to go straight there. I mean, if you did go straight there, that would probably be the crash low. 489 on the SPY. You dip down under 500 on the S&P 500 ETF. Give us some confirmation, and then let's resume it. But these corrections are nasty. They don't feel nice. They're not designed to feel nice. And I really, I look at this market and it reminds me of, first of all, it reminds me of either late 90s, like 1998, where we had a lot of vicious sell-offs. In fact, I think there was like a half a dozen or more 10% corrections from 95 all the way up till the top, the eventual top at 2000. So be aware that that's not out of the ordinary. Getting your, your, what hat handed to you with a 10-15% correction and then back up, but it's going to be super reactive. Where would the more permanent launch pad opportunities be? They retest the obvious patterns. Now, this currently, we're 527. Look, if we came back up here, much like I was saying on, where's the Twitter? Sorry. There you go. There you go. This is falling into line. There's the framework. This was, like I said, this was late July. Late July, like a week ago. 10 days ago. Okay? Came down. We hit targets. We're bouncing back up. The retest at 545, that's going to be a biggie. That could set us up right into October. Here we go, maybe into the election. And we have surprise results. Because we're looking at, and to me, it's not going to matter. I've said this before. I'm all about the market. I am 100% about the market. Probably the best thing I have done in the last couple of months, I turned off the TV. I just turned it all off. If I'm going to watch something, I'll go watch a recording. I'll go listen to a meditation. I'll listen to music. But the constant barrage does not do your trading psyche any good. So if you guys are sucked into the news, please unplug, look at charts, work on your attitude, constant improvement attitude. Do the review of your trades. Journal what you're doing, especially the new folks. Really important stuff. You guys want to crack it, you got to rewire your brain and get in alignment with the harmonic framework. You get in line with the harmonic framework. Follow the levels. That's why we let everyone take advantage of everything for free. Free trials, free access to all the material. Because once you get that light switch turned on, this type of assessment becomes quite clear. So we get the return move real quick. And then we'll have some kind of terminal event that will finally finish off whatever this big 1618 reaction is. And then maybe towards the end of the year, we get that larger rally back up. But that was 10 days ago. Okay, and I still think we're going to follow the 1-2 framework here. Right now, we're back, getting back, I think 546, 543. Probably is even a better scenario than coming straight down. Had we come down here to like 493 on this move, I would have said that's probably your low. So let's see how the crab on the SPY works out. A lot there. I like the SPY. I like the Qs. But at the right price. If we get that kind of a real dump, I do think it's going to be a massive area where we just kind of continue the long-term trend. Go to the weekly here. Remember this crab pattern too? So this is the last thing I want to talk about on these major ETFs. The fact that we had this crab, no confirmation, okay, but 561, that's the 1618 off of this 2022 bear market, if you will. Mere retracement, felt like a bear market. But now, all right, give me the weekly. Can we get down? We know what the deal is in the daily. And a retest on the daily and then down makes sense, as I said. On the weekly, we hit target 1 and get some confirmation. That would be the longer term swing assessment. And then you go higher. But we're in the middle of this reaction. There's HSI. Deep oversold. So that won't pop out until next week. Maybe Tuesday of next week or Thursday of next week, we'll get an arrow. But what do we know? We know that it's going to take 2, 3, 4 weeks to completely wash that out. A lot going on. I mean, that's it. Just ever since that 1618, it's been a doozy. Great. What's up, Daniel? Saying check out 2008. There is no 1-2 on this exact move. We topped at the same time. We crashed. And then we were grinding until rates were cut. And yeah, that could happen. But we got clear framework. And ever since that 1618, it turned on a dime. And it only took 3 days. It took 3 days. So folks, if you're on X, formerly Twitter, just review the posts. If you guys want to get like a real quick education, go through my posts on Twitter. I'm not posting all the time. I'm posting a little bit more, but I'm posting in a timely manner is the way that I would describe it. And yeah, the 24th, there you go. I was kind of joking on the 21st where I said lame ducks and black swans go together. It's not a political statement, it's just the truth. Okay? You get a president that's on his way out. If it was George W. Bush, okay, Bill Clinton, happened to him, 98 or 2000. Doesn't matter what political party, guys. The measurements. And it only took us 3 days. And that was the monthly deal. 382 on the Qs. That 382 is like 404. Check all of that out. Please, get over to the X and subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more there. But, I would still say that we've seen bearish patterns before react and then eventually fail. So that's kind of where we are in the framework of things. On the weekly basis, 482 would be ideal target 1 level. I won't even talk about other possibilities beyond that. But I think for now, you see the daily balancing our next kind of major situation, our next major harmonic event, if you will, 543.61. Yeah, well, I was on vacation too, kind of awake. What's up, Matthew? So he's asking on Bitcoin, would I be expecting the target 1 to the hop and back up to 76 on the shark? Yeah. Look, what we're looking for on all of that is a reaction during this phase. It was a major character shift. I've seen it before. I mean, it's just from experience, and I have to impart that to everybody. Okay, there's the harmonic thing. We live in a fractal universe, folks. When you have clear 1618 cycles completing, or even major simple 618 retracements, and you got a whole bunch of other things at those levels, you're stacking the evidence to build an argument. Okay, it establishes a foundation of understanding and expectation. Like, okay, this is the level. I've got this confirmation. I've got that pattern. I've got individual price action. We're putting it together, trying to define a story, and that's what it is. We're halfway through that story right now. We come back. If we come back to 543 on the SPY here, and we fail, all right, that would be a big deal. Bitcoin, we can finish this reaction to 45, turn around, and then yeah, we would look for the retest, and we'll wait and see. I think it'll fail. I think the retest on Bitcoin will fail above the 75 level, and that will get you to your 1618 all-time target, which is what we said since last year. Yeah, the VIX. What's up, Leo? The VIX was interesting, and yeah, we're gonna have to bring that up. And someone in here 2 weeks ago was like, Scott, what do you think of the VIX? And I dismissed it. Yo, look at that. There's your VIX chart. On the daily, I did not know that got to 65. That's amazing. Yeah, that is a major thing. That is a major sign. Why? Because you don't spend that much time up there. The last few times was, okay, 18. Come back here. 15. Amazing. Also notice, we have this bat pattern where target 2 at 60 is a thing. But there's still some corresponding price action, so we don't jump in on it just because we that spike. I certainly think that is another piece in the pile of evidence we want to be considering. VIX going above 60 is a major deal. We've only seen it a few times in the last 15 years. So I agree with you. But now break it down on the price. Let's look for bullish type 2 patterns. Weekly confirmation levels. We see them. They're in front of us. They have yet to be retested. So I'm okay with that. But that's maybe a first step, if you will. A few more. Let me see what you guys have. What's up, Greg? MicroStrategy? Sure. Let's look at that. When are they splitting, guys? Aren't they splitting this week? Anybody know that? If they're splitting this week? I kind of fell off of it. MicroStrategy up 65. Well, look, here's the deal. Daily, what's your last dot? Daily dot. There. Where is we had a 1-2 shark there. Hold on. Let me see here. 1 second. Here, let me see. Was it daily or weekly? Thought it was daily. There she goes. So another shark, type 2. And this one had perfect dot confirmation. 17, that was last week. No, that was the end of July. I think we were looking shark to 5.0, but bypassed it. I need to have yellow dot, bullish confirmation, and take a look at, we are oversold. We are oversold, but it hasn't pivoted out yet. That might be another day or so. Yeah, I can check 2008. Let's do that Thursday. I really just want to cover as many issues as possible today. 8/8/2024. Oh, that's interesting too. Split on the 8th. Okay. Thanks, guys. Great. PPPK. You want to look at Bank Nifty in a minute. Let me get there in a second. Look, not a bad idea here on MicroStrategy, but after the confirmation, okay? Why? Because you could go through more drawdown easily. It's just not there yet. Couple more. Let me show you one or two things that have my attention that I definitely want to buy at the right price. ASML. Okay. Dot yesterday. I mentioned this last time. Okay, this is the type of pattern where retesting it was like NASDAQ or S&P, the SPY. But ideally, we got to retest that 780 level. Weekly looks like this. This is a heck of a chart. No, it's a hell of a chart. It was a butterfly down to target 1, 791 for the weekly. That's a beautiful framework that I can get into. Knowing we've got some smaller daily patterns, what am I missing here? HSI. I need a variable. I need the indicator at the level to confirm what it's saying. Not there yet, but the idea will be, and it's coming. Look, for semis, consider this shaping up to be one of the best opportunities in years, probably at least 2 years. Once it's over, it's not done yet. But I would look for the confirmation in this area that would set up the return move. So if that's 790 or even 627, it's not 855. But I would be playing that in that area. Give me the confirmation to then to go and run back to XA level at 1020, as high as 1100. I mean, there's a few of those. We've got to look at NVIDIA too. NVIDIA is setting up for, if you didn't get it now, get ready to jump. NVIDIA. There you go. And we talked about this in the last week or so, having another kind of internal for the year, 886. So it's like that. 886 is it's about 80 bucks, $84. What is also here? HSI. And so I would be, somewhere around in that 80 area structurally. And then you continue where I think that's just a reaction. I don't think that's anything more than that. And you're looking for that kind of a thing. Ride the uptrend from the last year or more, but give me something, HSI, pivot that out. It's a perfect example of early confirmation. It's not ready yet. Okay, that has to come out of the zone. So it might not be for 2 more weeks, maybe even 3 more weeks. And it's lower for me. So be aware of that on the daily. Even you have no ideal confirmation at this level. The last confirmation was back there at 120, a little bit of a bounce rollover. That's not what you want to see when you're within that trend. There's the better longer term trend. I've been saying this for a while. After this reaction phase, it will be the setup for, again, the next 1-3 years. But let's make sure we get it right with the right weekly signals. Okay, couple more and I got to get out of here. Broadcom. Yeah, that's the other one. Yes, Greg. AVGO. Did I take that out? I must have taken that out. AVGO. Like that. 148. Where's weekly? There's weekly. And on, just look. This is another one. You want your markets looking like this. You want to buy it in an uptrend. Retracement patterns within an uptrend. It's like the opposite of crypto. Here on the daily. I think there's a 4 hour, actually. This one did not have the daily structure. Here's the thing on AVGO. Yeah, we have a bat here on the 4-hour level. It's kind of sloppy. It's not the clear setup we want. Regardless, even if you caught it right off that clean 886, I'm still just looking for this. Reaction up, 150, back down. Confirm the support. Give me a dot somewhere in here to finish the correction. One or two more. We got to talk about Tesla. Okay, because boy, what a reaction. 260, right? Daily. Remember this? Remember the bat? Or was it crab? Crab pattern back to back. We came back to 183. Hit that and rolled. Pop back up. So that's ideal harmonic action right there. And we were saying 220 at a minimum. Here's the other thing about Tesla. It's got weekly back-to-back patterns. Now this is, undeniable harmonics happening. What do I need? Can I get a dot? Can I get an arrow somewhere here on the weekly? It isn't oversold yet, but boy, structurally, this is a kind of pattern retest, confirmation that when it's over, that's going to be the end of the nonsense. But I don't have a dot. I don't have confirmation. 183 is a first stop. Give it time. Give it time. Okay? Anything down here? Yeah, bump and roll. Like we have 4-hour right off the top. We have 4 hours deep crab. Maybe a pop up 210, 228, something like that. But it is just a lot of up and down stuff. Now, here's the other thing that I brought up with Tesla, which is the directional Tesla 2x bull. It's got to run to have Tesla run. You guys, you tell me, guys. You tell me. Where's that going? It's begging for the retest. Begging for the type 2 retest. It's 880 now. Okay, 652 would be the official point. Wait for it. Just wait for it. Be patient on that. But that's not a surprise. That's the kind of thing where when we were up here at 15, we said, yeah, that type 1's about over. Let it come to you. Really interesting dynamics there. Yeah, I like it. Shout out to my buddy Mitch Ray. What's up, Mitch? Mitch Ray in the house, everybody. Be back next week, my man. DC was great. I just chose the wrong week to take off. And guys, get over to Mitch Ray. I've caught a couple of his streams. He's just been a powerhouse during this collapse. Keep it up, Mitch. Really. Just awesome. 7 o'clock over at Mitch Ray TA YouTube. The man. Okay, Netflix. Oh, you know something, Mitch? You brought up a comment which I want to just kind of address because of these long-term harmonic creatures that are valid. So the type 1 reaction, type 2 reversal, how do we define them? What really is a type 1 versus a type 2? Typically when we go to T1 and have the quick reaction and then back to T2. And we have this on the Bitcoin 3-day. We have it here on Netflix. It's not as reliable. And I think you addressed it really well, Mitch, where the ideal scenario is something super tight like that. But there is some credence, Clearwater Revival, to these looping long-term retests. And it's not nearly as ideal, no doubt. But something I brought this up for Netflix in the past, where a hop at 625 would, from that prior 2021 peak, would have to be negotiated. Now, still, even if we were looking up there, again, no confirmation up here, but the fact that this top 3 years later is reacting off of that pattern, that hop level, there's something to it. I also like to look at the longer term monthly if you're that long. And really here, you could almost say at this point, if this thing breaks down, Netflix breaks down, that would be a double top. We got some dots. It's not as significant, and I'll come back to the Bitcoin and finish up here and show you that relationship. It's something where it was the 3-day. 3-day. I forget who mentioned that. But somebody was saying, hey, does this butterfly matter up here? Okay. Someone was saying, is this butterfly from the last cycle top, which was the top, and then we did print a T2 from there, is that valid? I wouldn't say so much valid as shouldn't be ignored. It's an interesting spot. It speaks to what a pattern truly is. It's kind of like a multi-segmented composite of trades, a 5-segmented that is like a signpost of future price action, kind of establishing some harmonic resistance. But we want other confirmation, other patterns that are more relevant. And that's what Mitch was saying. I think that was last night or 2 nights ago. And I thought you really explained it well. And I think even with that phenomenon, yes, that did happen. We have more immediate patterns that I think are more relevant. But if that was a type 2, the target 2 off of this pattern is 44. You'd have to retest that to satisfy the 1-2. But I think it's more about, look, we want immediate action. Okay, we want more of the patterns and setups that are within the last 30 bars, 30 weeks, 30 days, doesn't matter. Looks like, where's our shark to 50? Hold on. It's here. Hold on. There it is. It's more immediate. So yes, there were patterns here, but the current price action, and really what Mitch was saying was, it's about the immediate. Okay? It's about this immediate structure pattern here. Can we get to target 1 at this point? Yeah, I'll look for a completion of target 1 reaction. And then we'll go. Speaking about going, that's what I have for today. Okay, folks? I'll be better spirits and better vocal abilities on Thursday. You guys get with me over here at harmonictrader.com. You want to join me on the 21st and talk total degenerate crap crypto. Not dead crypto, but T-coin that is not in our cemetery. Okay? We'll line up some of those. We'll talk about that Thursday. All right, folks. Have a great one. As always, go get 'em.